welcome everybody to another episode of Game Sessions. Today, we got a CEO and owner of the Mississippi Delta, Lucky Ducks. We got my guy, Kendrick Bradford.
How's it
Ken,
going,
how
man?
you doing, man?
Doing pretty good,
Hey, man,
pretty good.
appreciate you joining, man. Appreciate you joining.
Glad to be here,
Um,
bro.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, give me a little background about yourself, man. Where you from, and things of that nature.
Well, I'm from the Mississippi Delta, right there in Belzoni, Mississippi. Right there, the heart of the Mississippi Delta. Grew up right there in Humphreys County.
Okay. Okay. Um, you play any sports? Any basketball,
Yeah,
football,
yeah,
anything?
yeah. I came up playing all sports, man. Humphreys County's always been known for sports there in the Mississippi Delta, man. Played baseball, minor league, little league, of course, junior high football, junior high basketball, of course, high school football, high school basketball as well. Wasn't very good in basketball. I will say that we had a great team. I graduated in 2001. And if you know anything about Humphreys County basketball, we stayed at the top back in '01. Greenwood High was a big rival for us back in '01 also. But definitely played football, was really good in football. And I took my talents to Alcorn State University, where I played cornerback and safety there from '01 to '05. Had a great career there also. Also letterman there at Alcorn State also. Um, so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely remember the '01, and we talked earlier
Mhm.
about a couple players that was on that team, and
Yeah,
we
yeah,
we both know Darnell Toy, so he's a good friend of mine
yeah.
and a teammate of yours.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir. With Detroit.
yeah. Real quick before we get started further, man, y'all used to have that smoke coming out, man, when y'all was when
Yeah,
y'all was
yeah,
playing
yeah.
basketball. Coming
That was our
out.
coach, man, Coach Horton, man. We had the guy, the big dog. We had the bus, Lamont. We had sharpshooters with Lando Horton and Alexis Scrivens. Also with Detour and Willie Nunn and those guys, Travis Dent, Marcello Jameson, Charlie Carr. We had some really good guys back then. So our coach, he definitely liked to get the crowd pumped up, and we would come out to the we're playing basketball. I remember that we would come out to that with the smoke going off.
Yeah. Oh, definitely rest in peace to None, man. I remember I was watching the news when I saw that, man, and he was a real good player for y'all. So definitely rest in peace to him, man.
Most definitely, great guy, first cousin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, so before you started the ABA team, what were you doing?
Well, my background is aviation, man. I worked 5 years at Boeing, air trade aviation, inspecting engine, inspecting parts, doing certs and inspecting certs and data, inputting data for engine parts, distribution. That's what I was doing before I got into the AVA. My degree was in political science, and I used that to go into teaching for a while out here in Texas. And like I say, from there, I went into aviation.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Um, did you want to pursue anything further with the aviation, or you just was kind of like you want to just have some on books rather on for the records?
Well, I'm still in aviation. Aviation
Okay.
is a field where, once you're in it, you're in it. You see what I'm saying? You can always do something with it. So I'm still in aviation. Um, Certified in a bunch of fields in aviation, so I would always be a part of aviation. Um, the basketball thing is another avenue that for me I wanted to do for myself and also for the people that I'm doing it for to give them extra opportunities also.
Okay. Okay. Definitely understand it. So, what made you want to start a basketball team in the
Well,
Delta?
Well, I got this great friend I went to college with and I played football with there at Alcorn State University. Juwan Johnson. He actually owns the Mississippi Silverbacks. They're in Jackson, Mississippi. They're doing really, really well. They're in their third season. I think, yeah, their third season. They've been to the championship. They have been to the ABA championship. They've been to the second round of the playoffs, and this is their third year. And so Juwan hit me with the idea because, they were always playing teams out of state. And that's the reason why he hit me, because he knew that I was a great guy for business, for one. Two, I was there in the Mississippi Delta and I could probably get it done. So he hit me with the proposal and got me introduced to the league owner. And yeah, we went from there. And I thought it was a great opportunity for the Mississippi Delta to bring professional entertainment to the Mississippi Delta, to give people, something to do on weekends that's professional, not school related, or, things of that nature. So, it gives an opportunity for for the young kids, also all parts of the Delta to kind of unite, if that makes sense, because it's a Mississippi Delta team. It's not, one city team or anything like that. It's the whole Delta. So, definitely wanted to do that for the Mississippi Delta to help unite the Mississippi Delta, because, like I said, we've always been against each other. It's always been, Greenwood versus Indianola, Gentry versus Humphreys County, or Humphreys County versus Simmons, or Simmons versus Chula Lexington, or Lexington
Yeah.
versus,
Cleveland, all that.
Cleveland or
Yeah.
Clarksdale, or Greenville. We've never really had an opportunity to kind of unite. I know we got the
Right.
colleges there, which is Mississippi Delta Community College, Kahoma Community College, Holmes Community College, Mississippi Valley, Delta State, also Rust. But if colleges, they pick people from all over the United States. So we really
Yeah.
can't really call that something to unite us. But this team here, we can, because we're picking guys from throughout the Mississippi Delta and putting them on one team. And so these guys got to gel together and they got to work together. So guess what? Their families are going to start to get to know each other from all different parts of the Mississippi Delta, and they're going to start talking to each other. They're going to start working and connecting and networking with each other. And that's what I'm trying to do, man. Get the whole Mississippi Delta back to, networking with each other, connecting with each other. You got a lot of places in Mississippi that, they just don't go to other parts of the Mississippi Delta. If I say Greenville, if I ask a guy from Greenville, do he go to Greenwood? He'd be like, no. You know what I mean? Or Greenwood, do they go to Greenville? They'd be like, no. So this is an opportunity to actually get those guys to actually come and unite and get to know each other, be all as one, you know what I mean? So, also diversify the Mississippi Delta, help diversify it, you know what I mean? I'm going to be bringing in different teams with different races and stuff on it. So hopefully we can help diversify the Mississippi Delta by trying to diversify our team also. So yeah, that's the reason why I wanted to bring to the Mississippi Delta.
No, that's it's definitely needed. Maybe I guess like growing up, and if you were in the streets or whatever, you always wanted to have sports to try to get
Right.
you away from all the other type of stuff. So
Gotcha.
hopefully with this team, um, it can, like you say, it can unite the Delta, and we can actually come together on positive cause instead of
Right.
you know some going on here, some going wrong here, and all about the street nonsense. So yeah,
Right.
this is definitely
Well,
something positive. I think people should get behind.
yeah, because the thing about the Mississippi Delta is whatever is happening, and I say they like the big three, which is Clarksdale, Greenville, and Greenwood. So whatever is going on in
Yeah.
those three areas, it kind of trickles to the rest of the Delta. And if I can hit those
Hmm.
areas and get them aboard with what we got going on, of course, the
Hmm.
rest of the Mississippi Delta will kind of, jump aboard, because it's always been like that. Whatever vibe is going on in those three cities, it trickles to the rest of the Mississippi Delta, because you guys are kind of like the big three of the Mississippi Delta. So, like I say, definitely want to get those three cities aboard, play games there, get their youth involved, get involved with their politicians, get involved with their communities, and get them aboard.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, with the with the history of the ABA around Mississippi,
Gotcha.
like I said, I think we had I think it was the Mississippi Stingers or something like that a while back, and then there was another Mississippi team.
Gotcha.
They weren't so much into the Delta, but it was
Right.
just mostly around. Do you think
Mhm.
that with this team here from the Delta, you think that it can actually succeed around the Delta if people just get behind it?
If people get behind it, I think we got a real unique opportunity because we got the whole Mississippi Delta region. Those teams you was talking about, they kind of cater to a certain area. We're moving throughout the Mississippi Delta. I think we're scheduling games there in Humphreys County. We're scheduling games in Yazoo. We're scheduling games in Greenwood, hopefully Clarksdale, hopefully Greenville, hopefully Indianola, hopefully Ruleville, hopefully Rolling Fork. So we're going to be moving around to give everybody an opportunity to actually see the team play and actually, become fans of the Mississippi Delta Lucky Ducks. You see what I'm saying? So I think
Oh
it's
yeah,
very unique that we got the whole Delta. That means that you can go anywhere in the Mississippi Delta and you would see, people with this shirt on. Whereas the teams that
right.
you named, they was only in certain areas. So I think we got a great opportunity. A lot of teams in our leagues are real mad that I got the whole Mississippi Delta because, like I say, we actually can do a lot more if we're together. It's a bigger region. So yeah, man, I think if people come aboard, and I know we got some great athletes down there, I know that for a fact.
Plenty,
Uh, but
plenty.
sitting back waiting ain't the answer. I need those guys to, try to come aboard because the ABA is going. The ABA has been around forever. The big cities, the Chicago's, the Austin, Texas, the San Diego's, the Pittsburghs, the Columbus, Ohio's, they're playing, and we're not as bad as those cities to where we can't play. You see what I'm saying? So
Right,
those
right,
guys are getting up and they're playing professional basketball. They're traveling. They're hitting the road. They're becoming role models in their neighborhoods and stuff like that. So definitely wanted to give everybody in the Mississippi Delta an opportunity to do that, and also give a player an opportunity to go forward. You may start with us, but you may end up, in the TBL or the NBA or the G League or the Big Three or Cross Seas or something like that. And that's our goal. That's our motto. To get players in and move them on. We're not trying to hold no players. I mean, you may have
right.
one or two players that you may see for the next 2 or 3 years, but for the rest of them, we're trying to get you in, get you with an agent, and get you on the better stuff. You see what I'm saying? And not just with the basketball, also with the management, also with the other aspects of it. You never know who wants to get into sports management, physical therapy, and stuff like that. So definitely want to put an eye on these people because if you're our physical therapist, guess what? Somebody's going to look and say, okay, you did a good job there. We think you'll do a good job here, especially
Right.
with the sports management, the coaching, the general manager, everybody down to the towel boy, gets a chance to be seen, gets a chance to
Yeah.
actually, let somebody else look at them and say, okay, well, I want to take a chance on that person too. So that's what I'm trying to do. Like I say, my whole idea is not to hold anybody, but to help them move on.
No, that's definitely legit, and I think that the Delta needs something like that. We haven't really
Yeah,
had anything like that before, where it's so close. You know what I mean? Like usually, like I
right,
said
right,
before,
right.
those other teams they were so all the way in Jackson and all the way on the coast and stuff like that. But
Gotcha.
we actually got something homegrown that we can actually be close to and have those
Right.
opportunities. So I definitely think that's great.
And I'm glad you said that, bro.
Uh,
The Mississippi Coast, they got two teams down there that's doing great. They're traveling. One team just told me they're going to Miami this year. They're going to Atlanta this year. Jackson is traveling. They're going to Houston this year. You know, we have a team also, and we're traveling also. We're going. I know we got games booked in Montgomery, Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, Shreveport, Louisiana, New Orleans. We got games booked in Baton Rouge. We got Tampa Bay coming all the way from Tampa Bay to the Mississippi Delta. We got teams from all over coming to the Mississippi Delta, and we got to be ready for when they come. You know, we got to show them the Mississippi Delta, and that's what I've been driving around the Mississippi Delta, meeting with mayors to get them to see, like, hey, I'm bringing people here, you know, so help me showcase the Mississippi Delta. I'm trying to work with museums there in the Mississippi Delta. I visited a couple. I visited the one in Clarksdale, the Blues Museum. I also visited the BB King Museum down in Indianola, trying to connect all of those museums, building a brochure for that. So when our fans come in and they want to tour the Mississippi Delta and see some of the history of the Mississippi Delta, also the museum there in Greenwood, you know, they would have a brochure where they can go around and see the different museums and stuff like that.
oh no, man, that's big
Oh
time to
yeah,
be honest. Like I said, haven't had anything like only thing we have closer than that in the Delta. If you're going to a Mississippi Valley game or
correct.
Jack State game or like some colleges, but we don't really have anything like that.
And, and, and glad
So
you said
with the
that.
team,
Go ahead.
go, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'm glad you said that because, you know, our team, you know, after these guys leave Mississippi Valley, Mississippi Delta Community College, and the rest of the colleges, you know, pretty much that's it for their basketball career. But we're going to still be there. You can come play with us. You can still play professional basketball, and that's who I'm hopefully who's going to gravitate to us a lot more in the near future because you know these guys are playing basketball. We got a lot of people that's coming from the NBA in our league. We got a lot of people coming from the G League. Maybe they've been across seas. They just came back. They're trying to get there. So we got a lot of talent in the ABA. You know, I had this one conversation with a coach down there, and I was telling him about the guys that came out, and his whole thing was, you know, they're not big enough, and my thing was, you know, but they came out. You know, I can only play or get the guys who come out. You know, I mean, I commend those guys who came out. Those guys got great hearts. Those guys got the great teamwork. You know, they're ready to hit it. So I got to roll with what I got. You see what I'm saying? And if guys wait too late and they see that it's rolling, you know, we're going to be taking off. You see what I'm saying? So definitely wanted to,
Yeah.
you know, let the Delta know what we got going on, and also for the college kids who wants to continue their basketball career, continue their career in sports management. You know, reach out to me. You know what I mean? And we can see if we can get some going.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, um, like you were saying, man, reach out and like we talked earlier a couple of days ago. A lot of them want to know if it's real if they see somebody doing it, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, now it's real." But you done waited too late. The season didn't start. Now you got to wait till next year,
Gotta
and then
wait
who
till next
knows if you're going to get it next year. Who
next year,
knows if you're
right?
going to get it next year because it could be somebody else coming in and
Right.
they may be ready and they may get the spot that you could have gotten the first
Yeah.
time if you just went on and trusted it the first time.
Right. And that's what I told my guys that did come out. You know, they had the best opportunity because, you know, they showed effort. They came. You see what I'm saying? They trusted in me and they went on their heart also. They wanted to be a part of something. I got a couple guys, you know, they're really amped up about being a part of something in the Mississippi Delta. You know, a lot of those guys, you know, feel like, hey man, that's it. We have nothing else. But now just to be a part of a team again, it's really big to them. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these guys, you know,
Right.
you look at teams from Yazoo City who won state championships. I think Simeons won state championships. You know, Greenwood High, Greenville has won state championship. Of course, Gentry and Clarksdale, but after that, they pretty much were on their own. But now it's a time for, they can be a part of a team again, and that's what I wanted to give them. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. Um,
Mhm.
so getting into the actual team, roster spots. I know you
Okay,
saying that you were having a trial coming, which I'll let you release that date in a few
gotcha.
minutes. But roster spots, man. How many roster spots need to be filled at this moment, if you know, if you have any idea?
Well, we got some guys on our team, right? That's permanent
Mhm.
guys. We got about 10 to 12 guys, that real good guys that I trust um, professionally. I trust athletically also. Um, so they're cemented on the team. You see what I'm saying? Like I say, they put in the effort. They've been there since day one. So we got those guys that's cemented. But we got a roster up to 22. We can roster up to 22, and so I got about 12 more spots that needs to be filled. Because we can travel with up to 15, and I think 22 can be on our bench at home. So we're looking for about 10 to 12 more guys who want to join the team. I get calls every day. I get Facebook messages every day. I get players from all over the United States trying to get on this team. Portland, Seattle, Houston, because those guys have played in leagues before, so they understand the ABA. They understand semi-professional basketball, so they're trying to get there. I'm really trying to hold these spots for the Mississippi Delta players, but if they don't come out, I got to give these spots up to the guys who wants to play basketball.
Oh yeah, ain't no reason to hold them. I mean, you're doing the best you can. For the people that
Gotcha.
want to join, join. I mean, if you feeling, if you're serious about it, like we talked earlier,
Right.
serious, and you're not playing, and you want to really have a professional chance and a professional career, then come and try it. If you're just trying to say you was on a team and get a jersey and all that stuff, then don't do it
This ain't for
because
you. Right.
if
Right. Right.
yeah, if everything is going the way it's going, and you're serious about the work ethic and all those types of things, then this is the place for you. And if you're
This
not,
it.
then be at home watching TV and doing what you're doing. But
Right.
also too, so you were saying that you was mentioning that about the places you all are going to play. Is it just Uh, three definite locations like the Humphreys County, Greenville, possibly
No,
Greenwood
no,
or Cleveland?
no, no.
Oh,
Wherever we can get a venue
okay,
in the Mississippi Delta, and I'm reaching out to every venue down there that's willing to accept
okay,
us. We're trying to play there. You see what I'm saying? I said those three because those three are willing to let us play there. I speak
gotcha.
highly about Greenwood High. I've gotten good feedback from them. I speak highly about Yazoo City High. I've gotten good feedback from them. Of course, Humphreys County High. But I'm reaching out to all the schools, all the venues there in the Mississippi Delta, the college campuses, the Mississippi Valleys, the Mississippi Delta Community Colleges, the Kahoma Counties, the homes, the Delta States, all of the community event centers, the convention centers, the civic centers and stuff like that that got a basketball court. We're trying to play everywhere, because the other teams, the bigger teams, the Chicago Furies, the Houston Storm, those teams, they're playing in big arenas. They're playing, in big places, big high
Gotcha.
schools, big colleges. You know, so um, so we shouldn't be limited to high schools, if that makes sense. Like I said, definitely want to get into the bigger venues so we can let more people see the team. Because like I said, I got players from right now. I got players from Belzona. I got players from Yazoo. I got players from Greenwood, and I want to say Indianola. So that's four different cities that I'm bringing families from to see their kid play. You see what I'm saying? So as we
Right,
grow,
right,
of course, that's going to be more. So we definitely got to have places to fill up, partner with different programs, different youth groups, different venues, different food places and stuff like that, different hotels. We're definitely looking to do all of that. So yeah, man, we trying to play anywhere in the Mississippi Delta that wants to see us play.
Right, right, right. No, I just was trying to make sure so the people that are watching this or will watch this, they will know. So if they want to reach back out, then
Yeah,
then they can. Um, so with that, the tryout, what's that action? What's the next? Well, I'm assuming this is the last tryout.
yeah.
When would that be? When would that be, and where?
So I had a trial there in Humphreys County about 3 weeks ago, and that went great. It went great. It got broadcast by Anthony Walker down in Belzoni, Mississippi. He has his own
Okay.
pod, um, and he did a great job. So he got the word out for me, and I thank him. So what happened was more guys reached out to me after that, and so that was going to be my final trial actually. So by these guys reaching out to me, it made me say, okay, well maybe I need to give more guys an opportunity. So I reached out to Greenville High, and I reached out to Greenwood High about a potential date of August the 16th. The actual location will be revealed really soon. I shall know by Monday or Tuesday which school will let me have that date at their high school. But August the 16th will be my final trial because we're rolling into practice that very next week.
Okay. And some you was mentioning some of the players around that was from the Delta. If you could, and you don't have to name them all if you can, but just some right off the top of the head.
Oh
Could you
man,
name
yeah,
some
man.
of the
Our,
players
our team
and where they
captain,
from?
Thomas Winters out of Yazoo City, been there since day one. Real excited, put a lot of effort into it. Just as excited about it as I am. Put just as much into it as I did. Um, brought a lot of guys from Yazoo City. Actually, Jamarian. Uh, what's Jamarian last name? Taylor, I think. You have also Montreal Boyd out of Greenwood, Greenwood in the Lexington area, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
Boyd. He played in the ABA. He played down with the Silverbacks, but he wanted to come home and play for his home team. Definitely was a big pickup. Definitely was a good pickup. Also, Ken Moffitt. Ken Moffitt, I think he traveled all the way from Jackson, Mississippi, um, to try out to be a part of this team. So I commend him on that. Willing to travel that ways to be a part of what we got going on. Also, we have some hometown heroes there in Belzoni. I want to say Maurice White, um, Omarion. Who else we had? A couple more guys down there. Wigley, Marcus Wigley the third. His dad was a good
Okay.
player also. They got those guys came out. So those are just a few that I can name off top. We had some twins that come from Natchez, Mississippi, man. Played ball,
Okay.
yeah, played ball at Southwest Community College, man, and they didn't want their career to end, so they reached out and they came down to actually join semi-pro basketball, man, and they were really good pickups. Trev Davis and Tredarius Davis, big guys who
Okay.
can jump, who can shoot. But yeah, that's just let you know that like I said, we had guys from Natchez, Jackson, Mississippi to come down. Other guys throughout the Mississippi Delta to come down and try out for this team, man. Yeah, that's let you know that there's some guys that really want to play basketball who got good support. Also, you see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, those are
Oh yeah,
just a few
definitely.
things.
Okay. I know you remember the Ratliff kid from Greenwood. Is he still on the team? The Rotha Ratliff, is he still
Arotha,
on the
yeah, I
team?
spoke with Arotha when I came down, man. He said he wanted to join the board. Hopefully, we see him at the trial here in Greenwood. But definitely want
Okay.
to get him aboard. I've introduced him to all of the teammates. We got to have a second conversation, but definitely would be a great pickup. That guy got a lot of professional experience. We're playing over in China. Of course, he comes from a background of basketball there in Greenwood, Mississippi, also. So definitely can
Yeah.
add to what we got going on. Plus, he knows what the ABA is already, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? He knows what
No,
it can
no.
do
Oh,
for his
yeah.
basketball career. He knows if he's trying to get back, across seas or to the Big Three or to the G League or something like that, this may be his ticket. So definitely was excited to hear Rotha even say that he would think about joining.
Oh yeah, definitely big pickup. So with scheduling, for those of the guys that probably want to know or wondering about scheduling, will they have games every week? Would they have games every other week? And also too, the traveling, because one question that was asked when I was talking to one of my homeboys, and he was asking just right off the bat, he was saying like some of them have jobs, and
Gotcha.
with the jobs, a lot of them probably aren't going to want to just be like, oh, I'm gonna leave my job and then I'm gonna go do this. So he
Mhm.
was just saying about he was just wondering about the scheduling. Like, will it be every week, every Saturday, every other Saturday, or how would the scheduling go?
Well, first let me say this. The ABA has 150 basketball teams in the United States. That means that it's 150 teams that's traveling and playing basketball, meaning that it's 150 teams with guys who do this. You see what I'm saying? So it won't be
Right,
just
right,
my team playing, but we
right, right,
play
right,
every weekend from not every weekend. We play on Saturdays from October the 18th, which is the start of the season, to March 1st. Um, all of our games are on Saturdays, with different times depending on weather and stuff like that, because we got to travel to some cold places like Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama. We got to travel, to some places like Baton Rouge and Louisiana. So some of the times may be late times, meaning like 7:30, but some of the games may be 3 o'clock. But we still got to make those, those games. So
right,
we schedule from October to March. Our playoffs is in March, and our championship starts in April. So after April, we're back, doing our regular thing, but we don't play during the week, which is a good thing. We can schedule games on Friday nights. We can schedule games on Sunday nights. We can schedule games during the week, but we temporarily don't. We really don't do it because we're dealing
right.
with meeting with jobs and stuff like that. But if you know anything about semi-pro, um, you got to know what you're getting into it for. You see what I'm saying? If you're just using it for recreational, you just want to play basketball because you love the game. You can't expect the team to move around you. You see what I'm saying? But
Right.
if you're doing it
Definitely.
to, yeah, if you're doing it to get to another level of basketball, you're going to make those sacrifices because you're following a dream that you want to do. But yeah, man, we definitely try to work with our players. We understand that, they still have their regular lives and stuff like that, but you got to know what you're coming into it for.
Oh no, definitely. I mean, I kind of understood it, but just for those that didn't know, because I'm like I stated before, if you want a career and you're serious about it, then sometimes you got to make serious sacrifices. So I
Gotcha.
definitely understand what you were saying.
Hmm.
So with that being said, well, a question that I'm sure people will want to know if you can relay this information or whatever is about pay. Like, do is it similar to, I ain't gonna say similar to the NBA, but you know how it is where you were saying 15 players on the team. So they just
Well,
say the top guy get the top stuff, or you know what I'm saying. So how is that? How does that work? If you can give
so
that
with,
information.
with semi-pro, like I say, you get as much as you put into it. Everybody get the same opportunity to make the same amount of money. Most of it is mostly commission, meaning you get sponsorships, you get NILs, You get a certain amount of tickets to sell to bring to, and that's your money. You get also you get to host events. If the city of Greenwood wanted to host the event and they wanted my team there, it's a place they would go on our website and fill out and pay for our team to come out there. And the players that go, they make that money. Also with youth programs. Once you're a part of a professional basketball team, you can host your own youth program. You can host your own camps. You make money off that also. So like I say, it's several different ways to get paid, but we don't actually give out a set amount. I mean, the big contracts or something like that. We do have teams that do, but those teams are, in the bigger markets. They got great sponsorships. They got great backing, great investors and stuff like that. And they're able to retain those players and they're able to win championships. But, unfortunately, we're not in that market right now, so we have to pay accordingly to what we can pay.
Right. Okay.
But you definitely get paid.
Okay. Right. And I'm sure that'll be disclosed in with when the guys make it and they'll get all that information. I just wanted to touch bases on that because I know how people are. You know how it is. How
Mhm.
much they making? How much they get paid? But
Right,
a lot of times, I mean, you ain't finna go to Ant Man and be like, "Hey man, how much you making?" You know what I'm saying? A game.
right.
So
Well, like I
but
said,
and
man,
I also understand it.
like I said, we got 150 teams, and if you go and check out these websites, you will see they're grown men. You see what I'm saying? Meaning that it's got to be something in it for them to do it. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's the
Exactly.
love of the
Right.
game, whether it's the money, it's some there for them. Now, if you feel like um, you're playing for the money, then this may not be for you. You see what I'm saying? But if you're playing for your future, you're playing, because you love the game, you're playing to stay in shape, you're playing to be a role model in your community, and make money, then this may be for you. Because, like I say, we're not here to hold you. You know what I mean? You may play for us 1 year and we pay you $10,000, $20,000, and you leave because you was that good that somebody else reached out and gave you a bigger contract. But we lost in that. You see what I'm saying? We didn't gave you all
Right.
this money and you're gone. So we don't do that. We
Right.
pay based on commission. We give yearly contracts with all that information into it. Like I said, my goal is not to hold you on my team. You see what I'm saying? I want you to look to get to a bigger league. I want you to look to get more money from a bigger league. I mean, that's what I'm gonna help my guys do if that's what they want to do. I work with agents. I get agents to call every day, trying to get players that they got, to get some film on our team. Almost every day. You know what I mean? So if you're good, they're gonna come looking for you. You ain't got to worry about what we're gonna pay.
Right. And young lady, Miss Davis, she was saying scouts presence is a plus too. So I guess if the scouts out
Yeah,
there
we
doing
we
their
definitely,
thing, then yeah.
if you're good, they're gonna come looking for you, bro. That's just what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Regardless of what league you're in. I think the TBL got a guy down there, and they're predicting him to make it to the NBA right now. The TBL, you know what I mean? Because he's that good. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And we're looking for that in the ABA. We got players who go cross seas every year. We got players who make it to the big three every year. But like I say, they leave us. You see what I'm saying? So if you're that
Right.
good and you think you got it, but you didn't get that opportunity, or you may have messed up in life or something like that, I'm here to give you that opportunity. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? To help you get to where you want to be. Like I said, I'm not here to hold you on my team and you feel like you're getting lowballed on my team. I'm not here to do that. You know what I mean? Like I say, my goal is to help you go somewhere else so I can bring somebody else here so they can go somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? Not to
Right.
hold you here in the
No,
Mississippi.
definitely. Um, so I seen a young lady when I made the post. She had commented on it about you all's coach, Have you
Gotcha.
found a coach, or are you still looking for
I'm
a
still looking
coach?
for a coach. I've spoken to a couple guys. I've reached out to a couple guys. I'm still looking for a head coach. Also, still looking for a general manager, someone to help manage the team. Also, the thing about the Mississippi Delta, and we all know it is, like you said, a lot of people don't come aboard until they see it going. I
Hmm.
mean, whereas, like I said, I got a second team in Dallas, Texas. I don't have to look for a coach. I don't have to look for players. They look for me. They call me. They reach out and find me. Whereas in the Mississippi Delta, I'm trying to persuade players. I'm trying to persuade coaches like, hey, man, come aboard. But the difference is one place knows about the ABA and one place doesn't. So I understand both. You see what I'm saying? So it's no knock on neither one. So yeah, definitely still looking for a coach. Because what it does, let's say you're a junior high coach, or you're a high school coach, or you're a college coach, or you're a coach who just got released, or your contract is up somewhere. This gives you an opportunity to keep coaching professionally. One, you can put this on your resume that you coached in the ABA. We're well respected league. They're going to look and say, "Oh, he coached professional basketball." You see what I'm saying? They're going to understand that you got certain credentials and stuff like that. So it's definitely for a lot of people who are trying to make it in coaching a upgrade, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? We may not pay as
Yeah.
much as the big universities or something like that, but definitely if you put it on your resume, like I say, just like with the players, you're definitely going to get looked at by someone. You're definitely going to get paid more money from the next people that you work for.
Right. So with the coaching and the general manager, what are the qualifications like? Do they have to have had do they have to have had coaching experience? Do they have to have a degree in it or a master's in it? For general manager as well. How was they go by? What are the qualifications for that?
So with my general manager, we did have a qualifications thing out. But for me, it's a person who actually genuinely cares about the team first, who can actually bring in the sponsors so we can sustain over the years. You see what I'm saying? That's the main thing. That's what I want. Who can actually manage a operation of a basketball team, make sure we got the equipment, make sure we got everything that we need to travel and stuff like that, who can work with our head coach who manages the basketball team. Our head coach manages the team. Our general manager manages everybody. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
No, you don't have to have certain credentials to be my head coach. You got to
Right.
have a certain dignity about yourself. You got to be a guy that you can get, grown men to respect you and do the right thing. You see what I'm saying? Because you can have all the credentials and nobody respect you. What does that matter? You see what I'm
That's true.
saying?
Right.
I
That's
mean,
true.
so um, definitely just looking for a good person, who I can trust with my guys, who I can trust with my team, who I can trust with my brand, who's gonna make sure that whatever they do, it benefits the team also, not just themselves. And also who knows basketball, who wants to move up in basketball also, because like I say, with my coach and general manager also, I'm not here to hold you. I'm here to give you an
Right.
opportunity so you can move up and go somewhere else. I would not be mad at you if you do a year with me and you get a bigger contract with a different league or a bigger high school or a bigger college. I'm gonna say congratulations, bro. Great that you came through our program. We're gonna put that in our program. Look at this guy; he started here. Now look at him. That's good for our program. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
definitely looking for guys who want to coach these guys. I think I got a good group of guys that's real coachable. Um, Even the guys that I thought was probably going to be a hard head, man. The thing was they didn't have nothing to be a part of. You know what I mean? So now that they got something to be a part of, totally different. You know what I
Right.
mean? They're looking forward to playing basketball. They're looking forward to, getting with other guys throughout the Mississippi Delta and working out and stuff like that. A lot of these guys don't have that. A lot of these guys don't just get up and go and work out. once they feel like it's over, it's I mean, once they feel like that, like we ain't got nothing else to do, they're not going to get up and go and work out. They can't be a part of a team or something like that. So, giving these guys, like I said, an opportunity to get back in shape, um, be a part of something, be recognized, be known in their neighborhood. Look, kids going to look up to them if they play on this team. That's just what it is. I mean, wherever they, from, if they're on this team, whether our team winning or losing, it's going to be some kids saying, that guy, he plays on a professional basketball team. You see what I'm saying? So definitely giving guys opportunity to do that, and it can take them a long way. I mean, just to say, yeah, I played semi-pro basketball 10 years ago, people going to listen to that. So that's what I'm doing, bro.
Oh no, doing and definitely doing a good job at that.
Appreciate
Also, I wanted to stay too before we leave out. With the Delta, a lot of it is just opportunity. Like the people in the Delta haven't had opportunities like this come across them. That's like I said, that's right there. That's that close. And so, and a lot of opportunities that they've probably been presented to them wasn't real or it wasn't about nothing. And I think now with the opportunity of the Mississippi Delta Lucky Ducks, and I think they will see how it will progress and how the process will go. Then hopefully they will realize and be a part of it if they choose me. So
if they
I
choose
think this
me.
is definitely a yep, and I think this is definitely a step in the right direction. I appreciate you, man, Ken. If there's anything else you want to state or say anything, man,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
do. I do. I
Uh,
do got one more thing to say, man. We definitely need financial support. We need sponsors, the local barbershops, the local stores. If you guys want to donate, we have a link on our website where you can donate. If you guys want to be sponsors of our team, we have links. We have different sponsorship packages, and what that does is it gives these players um, it helps them on their travel expenses, their uniforms. It shows that the Mississippi Delta is professional also because, like I said, we have to travel to other regions of the other United States and play, and we don't want to look, like oh, the Mississippi Delta team, they're not as professional as our team, or they're still traveling by car, or they didn't have hotels to stay in. So we definitely need the churches to pitch in, the politicians to pitch in, the communities to pitch in, help this team, help these guys get to where they're trying to get to because they're doing good things. They're going to be doing events in their neighborhoods and stuff like that. So definitely get behind these guys and support them.
oh yeah, definitely need that in the Delta, man. Definitely need that around help these kids, help the youth out. And oh yeah, real quick, the age limit. I don't think I mentioned it. The age limit. So what is it starting off, and then of course it goes up.
So,
So what is the age limit?
so, so semi-pro is professional basketball. So it's the age limit is 18 and up. But let me get this straight. Let me let you know this that if you play semi-pro basketball, you're forfeiting your college. You see what I'm saying? This is professional basketball, just like the NBA. So I don't want any guys from high school coming out, even trying out, if they got plans to go play basketball in college. You see what I'm saying? Because you're forfeiting your college career. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't have aspects to go play basketball in college, and you think this may be your ticket to where you're trying to get to, we definitely would love to have you out there. You see what I'm saying? But definitely want to clear the air on that this is professional basketball. And if you come out at 18 or 19, you definitely will be forfeiting your college career. But it's 18 and
Well
up.
stated. Okay, 18 and up. Okay. Well, Ken, I appreciate you, man. For jumping on, explaining everything. Like I said, I'm gonna download it and send everything to you. But I appreciate you joining, man. If that's it, man, I appreciate
I
everybody that have
appreciate you,
joined
man.
on, man. Yes, sir. Definitely, I'll reach back out to you when everything's done, man. But that's it, man. End of another session, the game session, man. Appreciate everybody that joined. Yeah.
Thank you, Mississippi.
Yeah. Hey, kick some knowledge with your partner, you can spit your game. Kick some knowledge with your partner, you can spit your game. Kick some knowledge with your partner, you can spit your game. Legendary conversations people wanna know. When you're on the way to greatness, what's the way to go? Inspiration for the future, we can make a change. Kick some knowledge with your partner, you can spit your game. Legendary conversations people wanna know. When you're on the way to greatness, what's the way to go? Inspiration for the future, we can make a change. Kick some knowledge with your partner, you can spit your game.